A teenager shot in Pasco Monday evening, only a few blocks away from a Pasco police station. And as Pasco City Council goes back and forth about allowing cannabis shops within city limits, a new idea has been introduced about who might make that decision.
If you love sunshine and spring temperatures, we've got the forecast for you. I'll let you know what to expect on this technically still winter Tuesday right now.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
I'm Brianna Berman Solo. I said technically still winter Tuesday only because I want to get that out of the way right off the bat. My family keeps asking, is it spring, winter? And my daughter's wondering what to wear to school. It's different every day.
Yes, but it is still winter.
It is still technically winter. We saw that yesterday in the Yakima Valley. Snow showed up for the morning hours, and then spring dry conditions returned for the afternoon. So in the Tri-Cities today, we're taking a look right now at the potential for just a couple of flurries. If we look at this wide look here across the map, better chance of rain the farther west you go, and then once that rain hits the mountains, hits the higher elevations, and makes its way up the western side of the Cascades, some of that spills east, so Yakima, Kittitas Valleys both have the chance of seeing wintry weather in the form of snow this morning. So it's a tale of two weather stories. Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, dry today. Yakima, Ellensburg, starting off with snow. Everyone has ice potential this morning. Our 30s turn to 40s, and it will be cold for the evening drive, but we are seeing the chilly, sunny conditions slightly warm up just a bit, and 50s return for the weekend. I'll let you know what we expect through the end of the week coming up in just a bit. But first on this Tuesday, Jill, I'll send it over to you.
Police are working to identify a suspect after someone shot a teenage boy in Pasco Monday evening. Police say the shooting happened near a busy shopping center on North 20th Avenue just after 6:30 p.m. We're told the victim walked into the Rite Aid, but that the shooting did not happen inside the business. The teen is seriously injured, and police say there may be several witnesses.
There's multiple people that witnessed, and we don't know if there are suspects or they witnessed it and they ran, so we have no idea.
Police say the shooting itself happened in an area behind the shopping center, which is adjacent to Isaac Stevens Middle School and only a few blocks from Pasco Police Station. We will continue to update you as we learn more about this investigation. Another council meeting, another postponed vote on whether cannabis shops will be allowed in Pasco. These debates have been going on for months, bringing residents in and asking their opinions. In January, council adopted a resolution identifying a preference for allowing retail cannabis sales in the industrial zoning districts, only to be rescinded last month. And it was another night of disappointment for some last night as the council agreed to put off a vote to their next meeting. But a new idea was brought, sending it out as an advisory vote in an upcoming election for the people of Pasco to decide. That would be voted on in the next meeting, and if the council votes to keep the decision to themselves, the decision should come at that meeting as well.
I think this sounds like a good compromise because I think everyone's going to leave here unhappy.
This means another 2 weeks at least before a decision. Tonight, only on Cap KVUE Local News, moments from last night's meeting. The Washington Department of Ecology is taking new steps toward getting a better understanding of the air quality issues across the state. They're especially focusing on communities overburdened by air pollution. Cap KVUE's Emily Goodell reports one of those areas is in East Yakima.
The issue with air pollution here in East Yakima stems mainly from the wildfire smoke that occurs during the summer times, during wildfire season, and in the winter time when people are using wood-burning stoves to heat their homes. It's also situated in a valley which can act as a funnel for air pollution. Officials say it's not just about the elevated levels of air pollution though, but the fact that Yakima also includes several groups vulnerable to air pollution, like people of color and low-income residents.
For too long, vulnerable populations and overburdened communities have been largely overlooked by all sorts of different sectors of our society. And what the Climate Commitment Act does is it recognizes that, right? And it says it's time for us to do something.
Several other communities in southeastern and central Washington have been identified as overburdened communities for air pollution, including Ellensburg, Moxie Valley, Tri-Cities Toowoomba, and the Lower Yakima Valley. Coming up, we'll hear more from ecology officials about their plan for increased air monitoring and what they hope it's going to accomplish. Reporting in East Yakima, Emily Goodell, Cap KVUE Local News.
5 people have to find a new place to stay after fire damaged their Walla Walla duplex early Sunday morning. Fire crews were called to a fire on Delaware Street around 3:50 a.m. The fire had been burning for some time, but crews managed to contain it to the basement. Walla Walla Fire Department's deputy fire chief says the cause is still under investigation, but it's possible the fire started because of overcrowding near a space heater. He wants to stress the importance of keeping things away from heaters and making sure you're not overloading electrical outlets.
Space heaters are notorious for causing fires. One, we tend to forget about them and store stuff too close to them. And two, they draw a lot of power, and so they put a lot of stress on the circuits, which can overload circuits and cause problems as well. So.
Firefighters stayed on the scene for about 3 hours after it was out to make sure there were no flare-ups. The deputy chief says working fire alarms were in place at this duplex, which likely saved lives. We're highlighting an innovative project designed to empower individuals with easy access to power tools. The Walla Walla Tool Library is exactly what it sounds like, a place to check out tools that you might need for a project. But Cap KVUE's Riley Fitzgerald tells us the organizers' goals are even bigger.
Whether it's a drill you need or a toilet auger, just for that one-time use that you don't want to drop the money on, this is the resource for you. But it's not just a resource for renting because it's through Walla Walla University. Of course, it's also a resource for education. Another goal of this resource is to give you the tools to use these tools. David Lopez, Executive Director with the CHE, and Megan Lursbeck explain some of those projects they plan on doing to help out the community.
Every other week there's going to be different repair fairs where you can bring in tools that are broken or need maintenance. Maybe we have tools that you broke while you rented them out, and we'll fix them together.
This is how you change your oil, or this is how you fix a tool, or honestly, we're taking any recommendation, anything people might want to see.
The library is open from 1 to 3 on Fridays and 5 to 7 on Sunday and Mondays in the heart of College Place behind campus security. Coming up, how this idea was nailed into a reality. In College Place, Riley Fitzgerald, Cap KVUE Local News.
Art and coffee. That's the idea behind a developing space in downtown Pasco. Cafe Con Arte was founded by local art teacher Saul Martinez and Alexia Estrada, who works for a nearby nonprofit. They want to bring in art from local creators as well as artists nationwide, making the gallery space an inviting area to conversate and have a cup of coffee. Coming up later on Good Morning Northwest, we'll hear how the community can get involved in helping this space get started. We'll return in just a moment, but first, Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Well, our temperatures are cold this morning, not only in the mountains where we saw snow last night, 22 degrees, bundle up in the Tri-Cities, 32 degrees right now, freezing in Yakima, and current temperature of 30 degrees in Hermiston as you head out the door.
And millions of Americans are facing food insecurity as the grocery bills continue to climb. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
We know vaccines, immunizations, and boosters save lives. They nearly eradicated polio, protected our infants from chickenpox and measles, and kept our kids safe from whooping cough and meningitis. The best way to keep your family safe from these viruses is to stay informed about when to get vaccinated. If you have questions about vaccinations, like COVID-19 or the flu, talk with your healthcare provider today. Learn more at askyourprovider.org.
At Vapiano, we invite you to slow down, enjoy the journey. Make a reservation today. Taste wine where it's created. Sample a variety of wines from Sauvignon Blanc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Syrah, and make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estates, Walla Walla.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course, dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring 20s outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Get $1,500 purchase allowance on a 2023 Cadillac XT5 and XT6. Visit your local Cadillac dealer today.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. The U.S. is taking significant steps to combat food insecurity around the world. Pandemic-era supply chain issues, catastrophic climate events, and international conflicts all culminating in higher food prices, abroad and here at home. But as many Americans are already contending with higher tabs at the grocery store, millions of households are set to see key additional benefits expire, which could lead to a bigger hunger crisis in some communities. Mike Valerio is in Los Angeles with the story.
The war in Ukraine exacerbating global food insecurity. Last week, the Biden administration announced 3 new partnerships in an effort to boost Ukraine's agricultural sector and help supply the country's grain to the world.
We've got to do 2 things at once. Get food to the hungry now, but also help countries build up their agricultural productivity and resilience.
The conflict directly hitting supplies of critical foodstuffs like wheat, corn, and sunflower oil, while also impacting global agricultural production.
Here's the thing that'll affect the United States. 25% of the world's export of nitrogen-based fertilizer comes from Russia, Ukraine. And we don't have a viable substitute for that yet.
Here at home, many Americans feeling the effects, and for some, it could get worse.
We're preparing for an increased demand for food.
The rising cost of food is now set to collide with an end to COVID-era food assistance policy that increased SNAP benefits.
It's almost a twofold effect. The benefit levels going down, and people are already struggling with high food prices.
An estimated 16 million households receiving SNAP benefits will see them decrease by at least $95 a month beginning this month. But as food banks prepare to provide increased assistance to those in need, there is hope that a strong jobs market and improving wages will soften the blow. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio.
The reduction in benefits impacts people in 32 states and the District of Columbia. And while experts say the reduced benefits will likely be felt across the board by those in need, food scarcity is more likely to impact Black Americans and households with children, according to data from the U.S. Census Bureau. Coming up, California was hammered by snow over the weekend, and it looks like Mother Nature is gearing up for another round. And Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo returns with a look at your First Alert forecast.
Showing how you feel, it's been a while. Go ahead and smile. Go ahead and smile.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
The biggest ladies' night of the year is coming to Legends Casino Hotel on April 1st. Direct from the Las Vegas Strip, it's the world-famous men of Hunks, the show. This high-energy show will ignite your senses and captivate your imagination. So ladies, get your friends together and make plans for the ultimate girls' night out. Hunks, the show, April 1st at Legends Casino Hotel. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the casino gift shop. Legends Casino Hotel, because fun is how we roll.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
This Sunday, let's salute the amazing people who bring magic to life.
Enjoy the moment.
The Oscars, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, live Sunday on ABC.
If you're injured on the job, you need an experienced workers' compensation attorney.
Workers' compensation is complex. It has its own laws, doctors, courts, and judges.
For years as an assistant attorney general, I represented labor and industries. Now, I fight for injured workers.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630, Bothwell and Hamill.
At West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, we are open from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., Monday through Friday, plus Saturdays for when the week gets to be too full. West Richland Family Dental and Prime Dental Pasco, stunning smiles for the whole family.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. Now, Cap KVU First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
Well, it's another warm jacket weather day. You need the warm hats, the gloves. In fact, it's even colder than this time yesterday. So with a little bit of moisture, especially the farther west you went yesterday into the Yakima and Kittitas valleys, ice more likely this morning. Ice scrapers necessary there, but where we didn't get quite as much moisture yesterday, no snow on the ground in the Tri-Cities and the outskirts of the Blues, we're seeing a lack of ice this morning. Everyone in the 20s and 30s, it is a very chilly start. Even if you don't have snow on the ground where you live, make sure you remember that sunshine can be deceiving. Wind chills, when you factor in the what our temperatures feel like when we factor in the wind and temperatures below freezing, that will be a factor in how you dress for today. So anyone outside, again, dry on the radar picture. We're seeing just a couple of blips here and there. You won't see any snow falling, but you may run into areas of black ice. And again, if you're working outside, make sure you dress appropriately and drive for winter icy conditions that pop up the farther west you go. We are going to see snow popping up as well. Again, not as much as yesterday. Cle Elum picking up more than half a foot in just a 24-hour period, Monday through this morning. Now this morning until about 5 o'clock today, there's a chance of a ½ an inch of snow in Yakima and Toppenish, just to add another layer right on top of any ice in your backyard where, again, it did snow in the Yakima and Kittitas valleys yesterday. We stayed dry for the most part east of the valleys into the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, and Pendleton once again for today. Sunshine returns and our high temperatures, almost a carbon copy from yesterday afternoon. So if you needed a jacket yesterday afternoon, you'll need one today. Chilly close to 50 degrees. This is not warm weather, but we're at least above freezing. Once that sunshine comes out, warms things up in the Tri-Cities. It is 22 degrees right now, so we'll make a big jump in temperatures for the morning to afternoon hours. Walla Walla looking at 40s and 50s, and of course, as we get ready for daylight saving time this weekend, springing those clocks forward just 1 hour, that will bring us the sign that spring is here. We're going to see our days start to increase and sunshine close to 60 degrees by Monday of next week. So big variation again between afternoon, morning temperatures, and then make sure you're protecting those plants overnight outside, and your pets, keep them inside as well. Only in the low 20s by Thursday morning. Then in Yakima, we see 40s returning after a few Friday showers. We'll be pushing 50 degrees start of next week. Jill, I'll send it back over to you on this Tuesday.
Parts of California are bracing for more snow in the coming days, with people still trapped in the Sierra Nevada mountains from more than 3 feet of snow that fell in less than 24 hours this weekend. ABC's Melissa Adon reports from Los Angeles.
Another round of record-breaking snow in the west. Up to 5 more inches for California's Sierra Nevada mountains. Over 48 feet of snow already fallen this season.
This place is a disaster zone.
The snow piling up, blanketing on roofs, swallowing homes, and creating rolling avalanches.
We were just sinking to our hips, essentially. And we could make barely any progress.
For 2 days, Cole White and a friend were trapped on a snowy mountain, huddled together for warmth, fearing they would die before being rescued. They made it out alive, but officials warn it could take days to reach others stuck in the snow.
We have snow plows, but it's just too thick and it's too hard, and they're just not equipped for this kind of ice. It's just too much.
Crews clearing roads, removing more than 2,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of snow from San Bernardino County alone. Placer County under a state of emergency with no power, water, or internet service. And in Nevada City, trees and power lines are down.
Snow just kept building, and this tree just kept leaning more and more. And then eventually it gave way, and the power lines were holding it up.
Neighbors forced to trudge through the snow for food, water, and gas. Tough to do in blizzard conditions and near zero visibility in many areas.
Just hiking back now with the food. I'm actually trying to get to Hilltop.
Okay.
That's the only place we can get phone service to make a phone call.
While mountain communities in Southern California do have a break in the forecast of no snow, residents there can expect some windy conditions as work continues to bring them much needed aid. Washington State Patrol is starting an emphasis patrol this weekend to remind drivers to move over and slow down when they see vehicles on the side of the road. Troopers say that applies if you see law enforcement officers who have pulled someone over, someone having issues with their car, construction crews, or transportation workers. Move over a lane and slow down by at least 10 miles per hour or down to 50 miles an hour if you're on the freeway. Troopers say if you don't, it puts lives at risk.
It just takes that speed combined with someone not paying attention. You're more likely to drift over. You could strike a vehicle, and you can cause even more tragic situation that was already being handled on the side of the road.
Patrols begin this weekend, but troopers say they'll be putting the focus on Yakima, Benton, Franklin, and Walla Walla counties starting April 16th. Nearly a month after he was hit and killed while walking on State Route 240, the family of Rudy Madrigal is offering a $1,500 reward for information that leads to an arrest of the person responsible. Rudy's family is hoping another family never has to experience the grief they're going through. So they've partnered with On Time Taxi. If you're at a bar or club and need a safe ride home, all you have to do is call the taxi company at 509-619-0109 and ask for a ride on Rudy's tab. And the ride is free. If you have any information on Rudy's death, please contact Washington State Patrol. Norfolk Southern says it's making safety-based changes. This after 2 Norfolk Southern trains derailed in Ohio in roughly a month. John Lawrence reports.
For Norfolk Southern, it was like deja vu all over again. On Saturday, one of the company's trains derailed in Springfield, Ohio.
I started recording, and you could see the train get off into gravel, and then it started collapsing and backing up.
There were no injuries reported in Saturday's accident, and the track in that area is reopened with no risk to nearby residents, according to local officials.
There were 4 tanker cars, but they were not carrying hazardous materials, and they did not carry hazardous materials prior to the derailment.
But the Norfolk Southern derailment last month in East Palestine, Ohio, did have hazardous materials, and the National Transportation Safety Board is taking a closer look.
We will look at their management practices, their policies. We'll also look at safety culture. That's an important part of this.
Norfolk Southern says it's addressing this issue with a 6-point plan focused on boosting safety, including the enhancement of the hot-bearing detectors, which can trigger an alarm if a potential failure or high temperatures are detected.
We're cooperating with the NTSB, we're cooperating with the local, state, federal resources to make sure that we investigate them fully, understand what could be done better, and make Norfolk Southern an even safer railroad.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The Environmental Protection Agency says the removal of contaminated soil in East Palestine began on Saturday and could take up to 2 months to complete. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, a few snowmobilers in Idaho almost getting on the wrong side of a moose. We have the story next.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh wait, there is. Bring your friends. Good morning, America. GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Steps to a brighter future with Merit Resource Services.
When you are in need of substance abuse disorder treatment and your burdens are too much to bear alone, Merit will help. Our experienced and certified staff offers support recovery for all in need by providing access to quality assessment, education, integrated treatment services, and co-occurring services for substance abuse and behavioral health needs. Merit Resource Services, where we believe in recovery for all.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Watch Thursday at 9 on ABC and Camp KVUA, sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health, providing compassionate, high-quality care for over 75 years.
As I'm putting together my Plan Your Day forecast, I think about how it will impact your day. My goal is to be very clear so you'll know exactly what to expect.
Brianna Berman Solo and First Alert Weather on Good Morning Northwest from Camp KVUA Local News, helping keep you and your families safe.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape, only at your local Ford dealer.
This newscast sponsored by the Working Family Tax Credit.
Welcome back. The time right now is 5:28 and you're taking a live look out at a very quiet scene right now. It's going to be a beautiful day for skiing. Sunshine returns, a bluebird day in the mountains. Here's the big weather story we're tracking here at home. As you get ready to plan out your Tuesday morning, a few flurries are possible. Otherwise, 30s turn to 40s. Dress accordingly. It is going to be chilly throughout the day. You'll need a jacket well into the afternoon hours, but again, sunshine and dry by the afternoon. A close call between snowmobilers and a moose, and thankfully it was all caught on camera so we can show it to you this morning.
Yeah, well, 2 brothers were snowmobiling with a group in Idaho when this happened. And you should never get this close to a moose. And making yourself look big and intimidating is good advice to deal with a bear, not so much for these guys. Jeremiah Bigelow explains what they were thinking in the situation.
What we should have done is when the moose got in trail, he was going to charge, the moose was going to charge us no matter what. So once it was a false charge, we should have gotten our sleds turned around, and then my brother should have given it more space and just given it space to do its thing. It just happened really fast.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Hindsight is always 2020. I mean, it just looks like from the video they're kind of reacting to what maybe their instincts told them. The good news is everyone's okay. Experts say if you find yourself in a similar situation to this one, running away is actually a good idea, especially if you have the means to be on a snowmobile. The moose typically won't chase you like a bear or other predator, and you should try to put something solid between yourself and the moose if you are that close to each other.
Beautiful creatures. They look like gentle giants, but you have to keep your distance and be safe.
Have you ever seen one like up close?
I've seen one from a car from a distance, so no.
I've been out on a trail and you can sense that they're just so big. I didn't realize until I was a quarter mile away from one, but you could sense them that they're close.
And they're intimidating.
Yeah, respect them. And respect the fact that we get some spring-like weather on the way. Winter's not over yet, and a few of us will see signs of winter with snow. I'll let you know where to expect the sunshine, though, returning across the region coming up in just 2 minutes.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, the FBI offering a $50,000 reward for helping to locate 4 Americans kidnapped at gunpoint in Mexico. And more scary moments in the skies as a man attempted to open an emergency exit door mid-flight.
In today's Tech Bites, Weight Watchers buying the subscription telehealth platform Sequence. The move gives Weight Watcher customers access to doctors who can write prescriptions for medications like Ozempic. Many doctors also prescribe the diabetes drug to patients with obesity because it leads to weight loss. Next, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is reportedly planning to cut thousands more jobs. Bloomberg reports the cuts could start as soon as this week. Meta slashed 11,000 workers in November. And Apple is expected to reveal its new iPhone color today. Online tech reports say the new 14 and 14 Plus will be available in yellow. Last year, Apple released shades of green for the iPhone 13s and purple for the iPhone 12s in 2021. So if you're not a fan of bananas, then this color probably doesn't appeal to you. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. But firefighters entering a burning house will one day save time when lives are on the line. Visualizing a patient's most recent scan will help speed up decision-making in the ER. And while the woolly mammoth is still extinct, that doesn't mean students can't take field trips to visit them. The metaverse may be virtual, but the impact will be real. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Dad, you alright?
The road to college can be expensive. Luckily, Bank of America lets Dad switch his Choice Cashback category, so he earns more on gas.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
Authorities are scrambling to locate 4 Americans violently kidnapped in Mexico. And the latest in a string of airline close calls as a pair of United jets clip each other on the tarmac.
If you're staying here on the ground and looking up to the skies today, we should see a beautiful sunrise here soon. I'll let you know when in your forecast right now on this Tuesday morning, only on Good Morning Northwest.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Brianna Berman Solo. You know, sometimes it's what you can't see that is part of the weather story, and it's the quiet that we get to talk about this morning.
Oh, quiet.
It feels like we don't hear the wind howling.
True.
I didn't have to have the sound of the ice scraper, and I forgot my gloves, so
I had a little ice on my windshield
this morning.
this
A little bit of ice. That's good to know. And you may have more of that ice the farther west you go today, and some of us could even be seen or see another round of snow Let's look at what's going on right now. So it is dry and quiet, two words that we have used occasionally so far from the end of February now into early March here. Winter has been holding on with little blasts here and there of snow and well below freezing temperatures. This is the coldest morning of the week so far, so you will run into areas of ice. And we got a few inches of snow in the Yakima Valley yesterday, where it was dry yesterday in the Tri-Cities. So any snow that does fall there this morning, about an inch possible, or a half an inch in Yakima and Ellensburg, that may form as ice on top of anything that's still frozen out in your yards. Good news is we got up above freezing, so melted off a lot of that snow. It is cold this evening. We'll go from the 40s after sundown right back down into the 20s tonight. We'll talk about when we see spring showers return to the forecast and what we look ahead to the extended outlook for the start of spring coming up in just a few minutes. First on this Tuesday, Jill, I'll send it back over to you.
An urgent search is underway for a group of Americans kidnapped across the border in Mexico. They were in a minivan with North Carolina plates, apparently traveling for cosmetic surgery in a region controlled by a powerful drug cartel. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, a $50,000 reward is being offered in the search for 4 Americans violently kidnapped in Mexico. Video appears to show a group of heavily armed men taking the victims at gunpoint after the victims crossed into the Mexican state of Matamoros. The FBI is investigating the video, which ABC News was not able to verify overnight.
These sorts of attacks are unacceptable. We will continue to coordinate with Mexico and push them to bring those responsible to justice.
The State Department is working with Mexico's government to find the Americans identified as Latavia Tay McGee, Shaid Woodard, Zindell Brown, and Eric Williams.
When I found out he was en route in Mississippi.
Brown's family says they spoke to him the day before he was kidnapped.
I felt a little uneasy. Like I said, Friday morning, I texted and I didn't get anything.
McGee's mother says her daughter traveled from South Carolina to Mexico to get a Brazilian butt lift. The Biden administration is advising Americans not to travel to that part of Mexico due to the risk of crime and kidnapping, putting the region and others on the level 4 do not travel list, the same travel warning issued for Syria and Iraq.
We encourage Americans to heed that advice.
And with spring break season upon us, the level 4 travel warning also includes the resort city of Acapulco. Experts say if you are visiting the area, vary your route when driving from point A to point B. Stay close to wherever you're visiting. And to avoid making yourself a target, leave your flashy jewelry at home.
The FBI is asking for the public's help identifying the armed men in that video. China's foreign minister says there will surely be conflict and confrontation if the U.S. does not hit the brakes. Qin Gang suggested the recent balloon crisis could have been avoided. And he also echoed accusations from the Chinese president saying the U.S. is trying to contain China's development. These digs came on the sidelines of China's National People's Congress, a key annual political event. Ties between the two countries are at their worst in decades. The U.S. claims it seeks to compete with China, but does not seek conflict. This morning, federal authorities are investigating a growing number of air travel incidents in just the last 2 days. We've seen near collisions, a bird strike, and an attack on flight crew with passengers taking down the suspect. ABC's Lindsay Watts is in Washington with new video this morning.
Where are they diverting us? Because wherever it is, there's going to be a bloodbath.
This morning, new video of a terrifying mid-air attack.
Since I'm taking over this plane.
Authorities say a man on a United Airlines flight from Los Angeles to Boston tried to open the emergency exit door mid-flight. They say he later attempted to use a jagged metal spoon he allegedly broke in the bathroom to stab a flight attendant. Passengers wrestling him to the floor as the pilot declares an emergency. United Airlines thanking the quick action of our crew and customers.
All flight attendants are given a certain amount of training on self-defense, but that should not be in their job description to have mortal combat with somebody in the back. That is totally unacceptable.
Also on Monday, more close calls between passenger planes, including 2 United jets that clipped wings as one pushed back from the gate. No one was hurt. Over the weekend, more chaos after a bird strike on a Southwest flight from Cuba to Florida. Southwest says multiple birds hit the engine. Smoke entered the cabin, and the pilot had to make an emergency landing, with passengers escaping down emergency slides.
Explosion, a lot of smoke, we couldn't breathe.
This all comes after a string of close calls, including one in January at New York's JFK Airport. The NTSB says an American plane crossed an active runway without approval from air traffic controllers, coming within 1,000 feet of a Delta plane. Experts say the air traffic controller who alerted the pilot averted a catastrophe.
This could have been the worst aviation disaster in U.S. history.
Some experts say these close calls are evidence the airline industry is struggling to keep up with post-pandemic travel. The FAA is set to hold a safety summit next week. Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo is here with a look at your forecast.
Well, before we go into daylight saving time this weekend, we're getting a beautiful look at the moonlight right now. This is a live look from Mount Spokane. Over the valleys, we'll see some nice clearing and sunshine today. I'll have your local forecast coming up in a few minutes.
And for those who are still planning to take to the skies for your family vacation, you may find it costs just a bit less to stay close to your loved ones.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials plus liquidation prices on all 20 to 22 RVs. Nobody will beat our prices. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again. And with the rain, snow, and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Get your free roof assessment today. So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
This Sunday, let's salute the amazing people who bring magic to life.
Enjoy the moment.
The Oscars, hosted by Jimmy Kimmel, live Sunday on ABC.
It was snowing.
Icy, foggy, a mess.
I was driving slow.
I had studs. It was hard to see.
I just wanted to get home.
He was sliding right towards me.
It's spinning out of control. Slow motion.
And then bam!
I got hurt bad.
Hospital bills, insurance hassles.
It was overwhelming.
So I called
Tamaki Law. Tamaki Law.
Tamaki Law.
If you've been injured in an accident, call Tamaki Law.
Join us for the Active for Life Senior Prom March 23rd from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Uptown Theater in Richland. There will be dinner, games, a photo booth, live music, and of course, dancing. Grab your favorite senior, put on your best Roaring 20s outfit, and dance the night away. We'll see you there.
Steps to a brighter future with Merit Resource Services.
When you are in need of substance abuse disorder treatment and your burdens are too much to bear alone, Merit will help. Our experienced and certified staff offers support recovery for all in need by providing access to quality assessment, education, integrated treatment services, and co-occurring services for substance abuse and behavioral health needs. Merit Resource Services, where we believe in recovery for all.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
When great food meets delivery, people just smile. Taste and See Deli in Yakima offers delicious catering that's home cooked like family. And whether you need a dozen box lunches or 100 breakfast burritos, we've got you covered. Give us a call or stop by. Taste and See Deli.
Celebrate the grand opening of Click It RV's new store in Yakima Valley or at Click It RV in Pasco and get the same grand opening specials on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and Class A and C motorhomes. We guarantee it. Just off $395 in the Pasco Autoplex or clickitrv.com.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Welcome back. It is getting a little easier and cheaper for families to travel with children. More airlines are dropping family seating fees amid growing criticism from the federal government. The Transportation Department has launched a new effort to let you see which airlines charge extra to seat families together. Cole Higgins has a look and why one travel expert expects more airlines to bow down to pressure.
More airlines taking action amid soaring pressure from the federal government about dropping so-called junk fees.
I'm expecting that the rest of the airlines who have yet to announce that they're getting rid of them will soon be announcing that in the next few weeks.
Scott Keyes, founder of the flight deal website Going, says family seating fees could one day be a thing of the past. Alaska Airlines is joining a growing list of carriers now guaranteeing your family will sit together and they won't charge you for it. It comes as the Transportation Department releases a new online dashboard, allowing travelers to see which airlines charge and don't charge families to select seats next to each other.
The Biden administration has really been waging a war on junk fees since the State of the Union.
American and Frontier Airlines have also rolled out similar family seating policies, guaranteeing children will be seated next to an accompanying adult without a fee. And United Airlines recently announced a policy update as well, but stopped short of offering a guarantee. Travel experts say it's a welcome travel trend for families who have been forced to pay fees, often adding up to hundreds of dollars per trip.
Even if you were traveling with young children, if you didn't want to pay the oftentimes, $50 or more per person to pick your seats, you then were at risk of getting separated on the plane.
Coming up, with a Wednesday deadline hanging over the heads of Washington lawmakers, a few bills may be on the fast track within the next 48 hours. And we'll return with a look at your first alert weather forecast. That's next.
This newscast sponsored by Dairy Queen.
Does your property look like this? With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. They have the expert support you can trust. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration. We'll be there when you need us.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Wait, hold up. DQ put fries and onion rings in a chicken strip basket? Did you know this? Oh, of course you did. It's sitting right in front of you. Sorry. I mean, you got fries and onion rings together. Is this for real?
Hey, baby, wait.
Oh, yep. That just got really real. Grab a chicken strip and fry rings basket.
Okay, just one. Just one.
DQ, happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of Purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show. But it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long, now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
For over 600 different premium cigars, including every cigar rated 95 and higher in the last decade. It's The Educated Cigar. For 115 different fine pipe tobaccos and 55 different Briarwood pipes from England, Germany, and Italy. It's The Educated Cigar. For 95 and higher rated wines and White Bluff IPAs, it's The Educated Cigar in Richland.
Next live, Margot Martindale and Duchess Sarah Ferguson. Plus, on March 13th, Live returns to the Oscar stage for Live's After Oscar show.
Today at 9 on Cap KView.
Water damage comes from anywhere. With 24/7 emergency service, First Choice Restoration will be on site for any disaster within the hour. With the best restoration experts for water damage, you can trust us as your premier restoration partner. Never the call you want to make, always the first choice you should take. First Choice Restoration.
Now, Cap KView First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Brianna Berman-Solo.
Well, we're seeing a few showers pop up right now to the west. This is a lot like yesterday where we saw snow, inches of snow over the Kittitas and Yakima valleys, while the rest of the region, Hanford, Prosser, Tri-Cities, just outside of Walla Walla, stayed relatively snow-free. Spokane County is another area tracking north of Moses Lake, a few snow flurries. That's where it snowed yesterday, but not as much on the ground. And we're seeing very small chance that Tri-Cities picks up any snow this morning, even though we are seeing just a few flurries being picked up. That could be the case for the next couple of hours. But again, this next system is bringing lighter snow to the areas that did get snowfall, but anything that falls on top of melting snow, refreezing snow from the inches in the Yakima Valley up to 6 inches yesterday in and around Cle Elum, this will be just enough, about a half an inch, to create icy conditions tonight and as early as this morning. Let's track out the timing of this, again, very weak snow event. So 9 o'clock this morning, we've got snow south of Hermiston and Pendleton. We're seeing some snow over the Cascades, and that will continue until the early afternoon hours. Otherwise, you'll notice as we advance the clock, we continue to see that sunshine through the eastern side of the Mid-Columbia, and everyone should see nice clearing tonight with the exception of the Cascades, the Oregon portion. If you plan to travel over the Cascades tonight, late tonight, through early tomorrow morning, that will be the best chance of snow for the eastern slopes. Yakima and Toppenish, another round of quick hitting snow, 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that will be 3 mornings in a row for our valley locations right along the eastern slopes of the Cascades that get hit with just enough snow to create slick conditions. Watch for that this morning. Then we have spring, dry, sunny conditions this afternoon. It's not warm yet. It's still technically winter. We're going to need the jackets throughout the day today. 45 degrees your high in Yakima, or at least above freezing. We won't feel the bitterly cold temperatures with the wind chill in the teens and 20s right now. Tri-Cities, 22 degrees, turning to at least 50, close to 50 degrees by this afternoon hours, at least in the upper 40s. 50 degrees in Walla Walla, above freezing throughout the rest of the week. Spring showers on Friday in the Tri-Cities, and a sign that spring is here. We set our clocks forward 1 hour Sunday morning for daylight saving time. Close to 60 degrees with sunshine in the Tri-Cities by Monday, and 40s turn to below freezing temperatures once again overnight in Yakima. A few flurries this morning, again tomorrow morning, and after spring showers Friday, warming up and drying out to 50 degrees returning Monday of next week. Jill?
State lawmakers are facing a looming deadline to get proposals out of one chamber and into the other one before Wednesday night. That means we're likely to see a lot of quick votes over the next 48 hours. Cap KVU's Alyssa Warner has details.
As of right now, a proposal to ban certain chemicals from cosmetics and personal care items like soap is out of the House and on its way to the Senate. So is a proposal named in part after Lucian Munguia that would create more online resources for families when a loved one goes missing. A bill that was intended to make school breakfast and lunch free for all students in Washington has had some limits placed on it, so it's not quite universal school meals anymore, but it has also passed the House and work is underway in the Senate. Lawmakers in the Senate have approved a bill that would make it so your insurance can't charge a copay or make you hit your deductible before you can get coverage for an abortion. That proposal is now before the House. And they've advanced a proposal that could make it easier to sue gun makers, also now in the House's hands. In the House, 2 new gun control proposals are on the voting list. One of them would require a permit in order to buy a gun, and the other would ban certain types of guns in the state of Washington. The state Senate is also preparing to vote on a bill that would allow psilocybin, which is a chemical taken from magic mushrooms, to be used in therapy sessions. And they're preparing to vote on whether the legal limit for DUI should be moved to 0.05 instead of 0.08. The deadline for those votes is Wednesday. For Cap KVU Local News, I'm Alyssa Warner.
One bill that may not make the cutoff date is a proposal to loosen the rules on police chases. Advocates say law enforcement officers need more flexibility in deciding when to start a car chase. Opponents say they should be looking to other, less dangerous methods of stopping suspected criminals. That proposal is before the Rules Committee, which is the final step before a House vote. When we come back, we could be in the midst of a movie-going renaissance as more and more Americans are heading back to the theater. We'll have more on that, as well as a few favorites to keep an eye out for at the Oscars.
This is Ford Truck Month, America. Time to get into Ford F-150. All amped up and ready for work or play. Get 0 for 36 plus $3,000 low APR cash on a 2022 F-150 XLT at your local Ford dealer.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
My mom had a bath fitter and make me a new bath. My friend Jimmy said that when he got a new bath, it took forever. Jimmy didn't have to take a bath for a month. I didn't even get to miss one bath. It's just not fair.
Bathfitter will remodel your bath in as little as one day. We've got over 2 million satisfied customers and 35 years experience. Call now or visit bathfitter.com for a free in-home consultation.
Agribusiness is big in our area, and Ag Advisors is your local guide to all things ag. Next time, a visit to a vineyard where great wine is just the beginning. Find out why milk tastes better when it's in bottles. Learn why people come from miles around to this unique collection of shops. We visit a farm store where customer service is always first. And find out how one company uses tech to advance farming.
Ag Advisors. Meet our board Saturday morning at 9 on Camp KView.
Us. This isn't us. Is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other? And when our phones have turned us into this? LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes.
Feels good.
And let's find us again. US Cellular. Built for us.
Welcome to the Village Bistro. We're happy you're here. I wanted to share with you some of the things we have on our menu. One of my favorite things is our lemon ricotta pancakes, topped with blueberries and powdered sugar and butter, and oh my, they are so delicious. You gotta try our 4-cheese mac and cheese or burgers. Some say they're the best in town. We love to get to know each customer that comes in, and we want you to feel like family when you're with us.
There will always be bumps in the road, but we got guts, America. So let's drive on and make the future we want to see together.
Get 0 for 36 plus $2,000 trade-in cash on an in-stock 2022 Escape. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Go to bed with friends tonight at 11:05 on Camp KView.
It is time now for your close to home forecast on this Tuesday morning. Once again, just like yesterday, although not quite as much snow, the Kittitas and Yakima valleys have the best chance of picking up another half an inch of snow. Watch for ice this morning. Afternoon sunshine returns. It will be a chilly sunshine, and we're looking at 40s across the Yakima Valley by this afternoon as well. So keep your coats, your warm coats, handy all day long. You'll need them when you get off of work. As you're headed home, the sun goes down and cools things off. Makes it very chilly outside. The good news is, though, we're mostly dry, especially the farther east you go. Those flurry chances really have been diminishing from overnight. 40s and 50s by this afternoon in the Tri-Cities, Walla Walla, Hermiston, and Pendleton for your Tuesday.